Rundown of benefits of alkaline diet for diabetics. Human body design and alkaline diet. The human body is somewhat antacid by plan. By keeping up its antacid, we permit it to run at an ideal level. All things considered, a large number of responses of our digestion yield acidic squanders as finished results. At the point when we burn through an unreasonable measure of corrosive delivering food sources and insufficient basic framing nourishments, we exasperate the body corrosive inebriation. In the event that we let these corrosive squanders develop all through the body, a problem known as acidosis creates after some time. Acidosis will continuously cripple our body fundamental capacities, in the event that we don't rapidly make restorative moves. Acidosis, or body over-sharpness, is indeed one of the main sources of human maturing. It makes our body exceptionally powerless against the arrangement of the dangerous degenerative constant infections, for example, diabetes, malignant growth, joint pain, just as heart illnesses. Thus, the greatest test we people need to face to secure our lives is really to locate the correct method to decrease the creation, and to boost the end of the body acidic squanders. To keep away from acidosis and the age-related sicknesses, and to keep running at its most elevated level conceivable, our body needs a sound way of life. This way of life ought to incorporate standard activities, a fair sustenance, a clean actual climate, and a method of living that brings the least pressure conceivable. A sound way of life permits our body to keep its corrosive waste substance at the least level conceivable. The antacid eating routine, otherwise called the pH supernatural occurrence diet, appears to fit the best the plan of the human body. This is chiefly on the grounds that it kills the corrosive squanders and permits flushing them out from the body. Individuals should view its basic eating routine as broad dietary limits for people to keep. The people who have specific medical problems and uncommon clinical weight control plans may better oblige those eating regimens to soluble eating routine limits. Soluble diet benefits for diabetics. The wonder-soluble eating routine will help improve the general soundness of the people experiencing diabetes. As it accomplishes for other people, basic eating regimen will help support their body physiology and digestion, just as their safe framework. This eating routine will permit diabetics to have a superior control on their glucose. It is likewise going to help not just in diminishing their weight acquire and the dangers of cardiovascular sicknesses, yet additionally in keeping their cholesterol level low. Truth be told, the soluble eating regimen permits a superior administration of diabetes and, thus, it assists diabetics with staying away from all the more effectively the degenerative illnesses associated with their condition. So by following a soluble eating regimen, regardless of their well-being circumstance, diabetics can, simultaneously, live better and broaden significantly their future. Diabetics acid-alkaline food chart. When all is said and done, individuals who need to follow a soluble eating regimen need to choose their everyday food things from a corrosive alkaline foods chart. We as of late distributed a diabetics acid-alkaline food chart. The utilization of this particular graph permits diabetics to adjust to both the antacid eating routine standard and the glycemic record rule. The antacid eating routine standard sets general healthful rules. As indicated by this eating regimen plan, our day-by-day food admission ought to be made out of at least 80% of antacid framing food sources, and of close to 20% of acidifying food items. Moreover, the eating routine features that the more basic a food thing is, the better it is really, and then again the additionally acidifying a food item is, the more awful it ought to be for the human body. Concerning the glycemic list rule, it separates food sources into four principal classifications as for their capacity to raise the glucose. This capacity is currently estimated by the glycemic file GI that goes from 0 to 100. 1. Foods that contain basically no starches and that have, in result, an insignificant glycemic record, GI approximately 0, diabetics may take them unreservedly. 2. Foods containing carbs with a low glycemic file, GI 55 or less, individuals with diabetes ought to eat these items with some safety measure. 3. Foods that have starches of high glycemic file, GI at least 56, diabetics must, so far as could be expected, avoid them from their eating regimen. 4. Processed food sources. Diabetics should counsel the producers' names to sort out their specific glycemic list esteems. You can discover more subtleties on the glycemic list of food sources on the web, at the accompanying areas, the University of Sydney and the American Diabetes Association. Diabetics' top best and top worst foods. Plan for the individuals influenced by diabetes. The diabetics acid-alkaline food chart partitions nourishments into 6 classes. The rundown beneath goes from the top best to the top most exceedingly terrible food sources. 1. Alkalizing food. Things with GI approximately 0. They are among the top best food sources. Diabetics may eat them uninhibitedly. Asparagus, broccoli, parsley, celery, lettuce, carob, vegetable juices, mushrooms, squash, okra, zucchini, cauliflower, garlic, onions, green beans, beets, cabbage, crude spinach, lemons, avocados, limes, goat cheddar, spice teas, stevia, lemon water, ginger tea, green tea, canola oil, olive oil, flax seed oil. 2. Alkalizing food. Items that have a GI of 55 or less. Individuals who have diabetes should take them with control, on account of the glycemic list. Grain grass, yam, carrots, new corn, olives, peas, soybeans, tomatoes, bananas, cherries, pears, oranges, peaches, grapefruit, mangoes, kiwi, papayas, berries, apples, almonds, Brazil nut, wild rice, chestnuts, coconut, quinoa, hazelnuts, lentils, soy milk, soy cheddar, goat milk, bosom milk, crude nectar, whey. 3. Acidifying nourishments with a GI approximately 0. Diabetics ought to burn through them with alert, being their corrosive delivering character. Rhubarb, cooked spinach, pork, shellfish, liver, clams, meat, venison, sheep, cold water fish, chicken, turkey, eggs, spread, buttermilk, curds, cheddar, corn oil, fat, margarine, sunflower oil, wine, brew, espresso, cocoa, tea, mayonnaise, molasses, mustard, vinegar, fake sugars. 4. Acidifying food sources having a GI of 55 or less. Considering both their corrosive framing highlight and their glycemic record, individuals with diabetes should eat them with limitation. Lima beans, navel force beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, blueberries, cranberries, acrid cherries, prunes, plums, earthy-colored rice, grew wheat bread, corn, oats, rye, entire wheat, rye bread, pasta, cakes, wheat, pecans, peanuts, pistachios, cashews, walnuts, sunflower seeds, sesame, yogurt, cream, crude milk, custard, homogenized milk, frozen yogurt, chocolate. 5. Basic framing food sources with a GI of at least 56. Due to their high glycemic file, these items are among the most exceedingly awful nourishments for diabetics. Consequently, individuals who experience the ill effects of diabetes need to keep away from them. Turnip, beetroot, tofu, potato with skins, figs, grapes, raisins, dates, melons, pineapple, watermelon, rice syrup, maple syrup, crude sugar, amaranth, millet. 6. Corrosive creating nourishments with a GI of at least 56. These things are excessively acidic and have too high glycemic record. Carbs. They address the top most noticeably awful food sources for diabetics. In this manner, diabetes victims need to cut them totally from their dinners. White bread, buckwheat, pumpkin, white rice, spelt, potatoes with oat skins, white sugar, earthy colored sugar.